This time on It's Never Too Late, we will meet a world-famous author named Albert Camus, who was born in 1913 in France, just before the terrible First World War began, and died unexpectedly as a young man in a tragic auto accident in 1960. For most of his life, Camus was also a believer in unbelief, whose view of human existence and purpose was very bleak and dark. Taking a deep look at Camus brings up an important question. Could someone like him really change later in their life? Is it really possible that an intellectual giant who truly believed that there was no real meaning in anyone's life could ever turn their philosophy by 180 degrees? Albert Camus' journey shows us just how that can happen and proves that it's never too late. We'll take a closer look at what happened in Albert Camus' life in just a moment, but I'd also like to ask for your help. If you enjoy this video, please hit the like button and feel free to subscribe to the Life Academy channel. This will help more people find us on YouTube and see or hear inspiring stories like this one, and you can share it directly with your friends as well. He was one of the leading intellectuals of the despairing post-war generation in Europe. He wrote bleak but powerful novels speaking of alienation and hopelessness, bestsellers including The Stranger, The Trial, and The Plague, and was also involved in writing and producing drama. Camus won the Nobel Prize for Literature. His philosophical writings were part of the atheist perspective known as existentialism, which is defined as denying that there is any purpose or meaning to life. Humans just exist with no ultimate value, no eternal destiny, and no absolute ethical principles to guide us. Existentialists thought that suicide was a logical response to the meaninglessness and absurdity of life. But something in Camus instinctively rebelled against the evils of Nazism that was emerging in Germany and the subsequent evils of communism that enslaved people behind the Iron Curtain. But he couldn't figure out why they seemed so wrong and unnatural to him. In 1957, he began to quietly attend church services at a Protestant church in Paris, and he befriended the expatriate American pastor of that church. He explained in their first time to have lunch together at a sidewalk cafe, "I have been coming to your church for a while, sitting in the back pew and listening carefully because I am searching for something I do not have, something I cannot even define." A friend of his, the French philosopher named Simone Weil, had become a believer. Shaken by her new commitment, Camus commented, "I have made a great deal of money because I have somehow been able to articulate man's disillusionment. I have written things that have meant a great deal to many people. I touched something in them because they identified in my writings the anguish and despair that they all felt. I spoke to the meaninglessness and uncertainty of life. But now I am myself uncertain that I still believe what I once did." With the pastor's encouragement, he began to read the Bible, and in further conversations, he admitted that he'd come to identify with Nicodemus, the seeker who came to Jesus one night. Camus wanted to know what it meant to be born again. When it was explained, he asked the pastor if he could be baptized someday. "I am ready," he said. "I want this. This is what I want to commit my life to." Not long after that conversation, on January 4th, 1960, he was traveling as a passenger in a car from his country home in Provence in the south of France back to Paris, his wife and 2 children having gone ahead 2 days earlier by train. On an icy patch of road, the car swerved into a tree and he was killed. He never had the time to publicly be baptized or to proclaim or write about his new faith, but the American pastor who spent much time with him has written about their conversations. There is thus a strong reason for us to have confidence that Camus died a believer. Someday you and I might meet him in heaven, this writer who captured the bleak hopelessness of the 20th century, but who himself was apparently delivered from that hopelessness before it was too late.